wanted to talk about audio. Speaking of sound, this here package today comes from the folks at Sound Assured. Sound Assured. Let me show you a little bit of what Sound Assured is offering. So when you walk into my dirty office slash studio slash nook, you'll see here in the corners there's a couple black and orange panels. These are what they call acoustic foam tiles, okay? Or acoustic foam panels. And this is some pretty high density foam that you put up on your walls inside of your recording area to help make your audio sound a lot better. I do all these videos and I typically like to do some of them standing over here because I have really great window lighting right there. But unfortunately, as I'm speaking into that direction, I get a whole lot of echo. You can probably hear it right now because my whole office hasn't been treated just yet. If I come in here and start putting in about 30% coverage of these acoustic tiles, that's going to cut down on that reverb and cut down on the echo and make the audio sound a whole lot better. So when I was looking around for some type of acoustic foam option, I ended up finding Sound Assured and ordered a couple of different packs here. I think you can order them like 4 at a time. So I ordered a few here and there, just sort of been putting them up piece by piece. So if you've been following me on Instagram and Twitter, I've been sharing a little bit of my progress with getting this stuff squared away, you know, brick by brick. And the folks at Sound Assured were able to see my tweets and posts and whatnot, and they reached out to me. Whew, it's hot. I get finished with my little cardio and I get all hot and sweaty, so I had to take that sweater off. But yeah, shout out to my man Phil at Sound Assured for offering me this nice opportunity to sponsor this here video, as I'm going to talk about what they offer and show you the different options, and eventually you're going to see the finished product far as once I get everything up and the difference in sound. All right, so if you look a little bit closer, can I get that in the frame? It says open immediately, let foam expand for 24 to 48 hours prior to installation. What the heck does that mean? Well, let me show you. Of course, when using a knife, always be careful and not to cut too deeply and damage whatever product you're working with. Awesome note from my man Phil. Definitely Phil. I look forward to working with you guys too, my man. Thank you so much. All right, so this is perfect because I want orange and black foam. And it is packed in there. Nice and tight. I figure for my particular studio, I'm going to need, I don't know, roughly 32 to 40 different tiles to get 30% coverage. Already got some up, and Phil was nice enough to vacuum seal the additional ones that I need. If you look a little bit closer, you'll see that they're smashed together there. This is one tile on the bottom, that's another tile in between, so on and so forth. So I'm not going to hold you guys hostage for 24 to 48 hours. We're just going to go ahead and finish the unboxing, and then eventually you will see the finished product. All right, so with that said, let's again take a look at the concept of having really good audio to go with your video footage. If you look at a movie on the screen, say you're just sitting on your couch watching a show or what have you, the visuals look great, but the sound is only coming out of one side of your TV set. That's going to annoy the crap out of you. That's an audio problem. And it'll totally ruin your video pleasure just because it just doesn't sound right. Same thing goes for any of your own video projects that you're working on, whether it's a vlog or anything like that, or something that you're doing for a client. You gotta have spot on audio, and it's down to the mics that you use, down to the music that you use, any special effects, or anything like that that's going to contribute to your audio, even down to your audio editing process. I'm a big fan of Adobe Audition because I'm a Creative Cloud user as well as an authorized Adobe affiliate. I'll put a link in the video description. But I like to use Adobe Audition to go in and manipulate and edit and enhance my audio so it sounds a lot better. Now granted, over the years, I've been pretty bad at it and I've gotten better, fortunately. There's a video that I shot, I think last year or a year before, and it was totally my fault. The audio was just, so painful to listen to, and it really took away from the video. And the problem wasn't my post-processing. The problem wasn't the type of mic that I used or anything. The problem wasn't even reverb. The problem was mic placement. I was using a Lavalier mic, and I had it on my shirt, and unfortunately it moved. So every time I moved or spoke in a certain manner, that mic was rubbing against my shirt and just causing an absolute mess to the audio quality. I didn't have time to go back and reshoot that video, so I just tried to make the best I could out of it, and I just dealt with all of the angry comments and moved on with my life. But yeah, there's a couple things to consider when you're setting up audio for your video footage. What kind of mic you're using, the recording environment, like are you in a big room, are you in a small room, are you outside, is there wind, is there things like that to consider. Our smartphones that we use today, like, this is the Pixel XL2 or whatever it is, these have decent mics on them. They're not the best, but they do have pretty good noise canceling on them, as well as the latest and greatest iPhones. So that's something to consider. But I highly recommend, if you're going to use your smartphone as your video source and you don't necessarily have a decent DSLR, I highly recommend getting something like a lavalier mic that you can plug into your phone. I got one. Like this mic right here. This is one of mine. It's not necessarily my favorite one. This is just a little lavalier mic. If the camera will focus, there we go. But you just take this and clip it to yourself, to your subject or what have you, and it'll give you a much better audio sound because it's a little more concentrated as far as how it's receiving the audio signal. Now, yeah, granted, this is omnidirectional, meaning it's going to pick up audio from everywhere potentially, but it's so small, it's going to pick up more so of your voice than any of the extra sound or ambient sound that's going on around it. If you don't want to use the lavalier mic and connect it to your smartphone, you can use the lavalier and connect it to an external recorder. I do this all the time for some of my client videos. I take something like this little Zoom H1. Take something like this. You can get one of these. This is an old one, but you can get it for about $100 or heck, even less nowadays. And plug in the lavalier mic into the side of this thing and set the audio levels and this and that. And then I typically just stick it into the model's pocket, or if it's something that I'm doing for my own shoot or whatever, connect the lavalier to this H1 recorder, and then I'll just stick this in my pocket, sync up my audio like this with a clap or whatever on the camera, and then I just record. And when I'm done, I just stop recording on the camera, stop recording here, put it in post, sync it all together, and I have much better audio because I use the live mic instead of an internal mic that's found on the camera. Now, if you don't want to use the lav, you can use a shotgun mic. I did a video about mobile video creation and the microphone that I use in my shoots, And this is a little shotgun mic from Rode, and I can attach it to my DSLR. I can attach it to my phone if I have a clamp or, you know, some type of little rigging to put it onto, and it works just fine. And it's the Rode Video Mic Go. And this thing is only about $60 or so. It may be a little less expensive now. And you can plug it into your camera or plug it into your smartphone as long as you have a TRRS adapter, and it'll give you really, really, really good audio. And because it's a shotgun mic, it's not an omnidirectional mic. It's a real narrow path that your audio is going to be picked up. I'm speaking into it right now. If I was to move away from this camera, you'll notice that my voice will start to get a little bit softer from an amplitude standpoint because I'm not in the direct path of the mic, such as this. As I move over here, I'm not as loud onto the camera, but if I get a little bit closer, sounds a lot better right there. And that's really, really good for, again, keeping out ambient sound. So those are some things to consider. You have your audio equipment that you're using as input, your environment, and the treatment of your environment if you use some good old acoustic foam. Okay, so I'm in the studio / office / nook, and the place is partially treated with acoustic foam. So this is what it sounds like right now. Like I'm standing in a particular corner right now that doesn't have any of the acoustic foam up. The little bit that I have is currently over in the other corner. But just take a listen to the echo and the reverb. It's pretty bad. So we're gonna go ahead and start getting this stuff unpacked and placed within the office here and trying to figure out the optimal places for this stuff to be mounted so we can absorb as much audio as we can and reduce all of the echo and reverb. Shouldn't take very long. Best thing to do is to just find a place in your office or studio, clap, and see where it's coming from. You know, or if you're doing like a home theater or something like that, you can use a mirror and place a mirror on the floor. And wherever you see the mirror reflecting your speakers, you want to try to put the foam in the line of sight of those speakers, so it's no reverb from like watching movies and things like that. This is more about recording your own audio and podcasting and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get started.
Hands up.
Well, I think I'm done for now. Part of me feels like I need another couple panels, but I'm gonna try this out and see how it sounds. It definitely looks nice in here. It looks pretty good. I got my corners covered, but I think I want to get a little more coverage up top. But we'll see. We're just gonna see how it sounds. But my initial test, it definitely sounds better. It's just a little bit of echo, but nowhere near as much as it was earlier before putting all of these acoustic foam tiles in. That's pretty much the build for now. I will continue to work on this, but this looks really good. And thank you again to the folks at Sound Assured for sponsoring this build. Check them out. Go over to my website, antpruitt.com/soundassured, and go ahead and click on that and click on the affiliate link that takes you to the Sound Assured website and place your order and let them know that Aunt Pruitt sent you. Thanks for watching this video. Hopefully you learned something with this and get a better understanding as far as audio and how it can affect your video and the things that you can do to make your audio better, such as acoustic foam audio treatment. All right, y'all take care. I'll catch y'all on the next video.